Is this song the best ever song for running? Well, the answer is yes. And today I'm going to tell you why. So stay tuned. Morning everyone. Dr. Doodle Dad here, out for another run. So today's video, I'm talking about the best song ever for running. Those of you who like to listen to music might already know this. Those of you who don't listen to music, that earworm that I just played is going to be stuck in your ear every time you go out and run. So what is that song? Well, that song is called Lobster, and it's by the B-52s. And the reason it's the best song for running is that it has a beat of 180 a minute. So why is that important? Well, I'm going to tell you. 180 beats per minute is the perfect cadence for running. I'm sure that's disputed, but there's lots of reasons why that's the perfect cadence. But the main one is it's quite fast. And if it's fast, it means you cannot overstretch. You cannot heel strike, and you're way less likely to get injured. So you might be asking why heel striking is a problem. Well, if you look at people running, particularly beginner runners, a lot of them, myself included, will heel strike. And when we do that, we're extending the leg too far forwards. And the heel impacting the ground has two issues. The first is, it's like putting the brakes on. It's exactly the same way you would stop running. But the other thing is you're trying to drag your body forwards. That causes quite a lot of strain on the likes of the bum and the hamstrings and your calf and things like that. So firstly, there's more impact up the leg. And secondly, you're kind of dragging yourself forwards. And both of those things are not good for you and can cause some damage. So that's why I would say, if you're running 180 cadence, you cannot heel strike. Well, I suppose you could, but you're less likely to. And that leads on to the next thing that happens. So if you're running 180 and you can't heel strike, what happens? Well, you land on a midfoot. And most of the running coaches out there would be telling you that midfoot striking, or even landing on the forefoot, is what the foot is kind of designed for. Walking should involve your heel, but running should really involve your midfoot and your toes. And if you want to prove that to yourself, try this. Go down the local football pitch, or rugby pitch, or playing field. Take your socks and shoes off and run. And I bet none of you will run with your heel. But modern trainers are designed to give you that heel impact, because they know the majority of people who start running and who are beginner runners are going to run using their heel. And if you don't think you do or not, or you're not sure about that, take your shoe, turn it over and have a look. And I bet the bit of your shoe that will be most worn out is the heel. If you're doing that, it means you're heel striking, and it means you're likely to get injured. Okay, sorry, running into the wind now, so it might be a bit noisy, but I'll speak up. So another bit of proof that running in the midfoot and the forefoot is probably the way you should be doing it is just look at all these new super trainers that are coming out. You know, these super shoes. These are mostly mid to forefoot supported, and the heels of them are really, really soft. And if you've ever worn them and you're a crappy runner like me, and you've had to stop and walk for a bit, it's bloody impossible. I suspect it's a bit like walking in a high heel shoe with no heel, because they've got no support at the back, and their expectation is you're never on your heel. So that is another bit of evidence why running on the midfoot is probably the way you should be aiming to run. One other thing that I should say you might find worthwhile here is if you learn to run on a midfoot, your shoes will last longer. I used to go through shoes like nobody's business because I would cheese grate those heels off because I would heel strike so much. And now, because I'm a midfoot runner, that doesn't happen. So I can get 400 or 500 miles out of my shoes without any bother. Actually, I wonder, does 500 miles have that beat? I would walk 500. No, that's too slow. So that's my advice. Get that song, in your brain, and whenever you're running, listen to that. One last point: do not run on trails listening to that tune, because your cadence is going to be very different. But when you're on roads, that tune, if you're stuck and you're sagging a wee bit, head up, chest up, good arm swing, and get that beat in your head, and then you'll find that your foot turnover is much faster. Actually count it from your elbows instead of your feet will automatically follow, and you'll run faster, and you'll be less likely to become injured because there's less stresses going through the body. At least that's what I'm told. Seems to work for me. Anyway, I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Nice.